guys, it's Jolyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first ever bullet journal video. I'm super excited to have this video up on my channel. I've been really inspired by so many people on the internet as far as for YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys what I have going on in my bullet journal. I wasn't able to share anything in the beginning of the year with my 2018 setup or my January overview or even my February overview because I just been really focused in the month of January, focusing on my final and wrapping up that program. And in the month of February, I went ahead and I flew home to Hawaii on an emergency to put my dog down. So the whole month of January and February was so busy that I wasn't able to film any bullet journal videos. But now it is coming up March. Tomorrow's March 1st. So I wanted to go ahead and just do a flip through of showing you guys my 2018 setup as well as my January February flip through. Now my January February flip through, there are post-its covering my personal information, so if you guys can bear with my post-its, I really appreciate that. But you'll see in my March spread, everything is nice and clean and you can get a general idea of where I'm going with my bullet journal. And I think March is like my favorite month so far because I had 2 months of practice, and now with my Pilates program done and like my whole dog in Hawaii's passing, I can go ahead and focus on moving on towards the new month. So I really love my setup for March, and you'll see how it has evolved in just 2 months. I spent a few hours last night just sitting in bed and just kind of organizing my thoughts and what I wanted to track. So I think March is definitely gonna be my favorite month and probably gonna set me up for the next few months because I love everything I installed for the month of March. Abby, you want to say hi to everybody? Here she is. You missed the intro, Abby. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And oh, side note guys, I made a total big mistake with my first bullet journal. I tore out my first page because I made a mistake, and that kind of had my first few pages loosen up, and I'll never do that again. I've learned through mistake that I can go ahead and cover it up with a picture or anything like that. But besides that, I'm enjoying the whole process of bullet journaling, and I'll go ahead and flip you over to my point of view of my bullet journal. Alright guys, welcome to my first ever bullet journal and first bullet journal video. Hope you guys like my little setup I created in my front yard where I had the best lighting in the afternoon today. So I wanted to go with something very inexpensive for my first bullet journal, and I will probably stick with this brand because it has everything that I need. And it's an essentials notebook and I absolutely love it. It's dotted A5 and I love the elastic band over it. There is a little bookmark and then there's a pocket in the back, and that's pretty much all I need. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on a Nordstrom or a Moleskine. I know most people prefer that brand, but hey guys, under $15, I love this thing. So I am a scrapbooker and you'll definitely see it in my style throughout my whole bullet journal. So this particular card was given to me over 10 years ago. My grandma got it from the gift shop at the hospital that I used to work at, and I just wanted to have that. As soon as you open it up, it just reminds me of her. And then instead of making a handwritten 2018 calendar and screwing up something in the 12 months, I just went ahead and made it on Excel and just made it fit to the size of my bullet journal. And then the sticker is from a sticker set that Kira gave me, and it just says planner's gonna plan. I thought that was super cute. Now moving along to my 2018 cover, here's another cute card that I got from my grandma probably over 10 years ago. It just reminds me of my childhood. And then I ended up going with the year of greatness as my theme for the year, and this is my message series from my first message in my church in Las Vegas, and it just reminds me of just being positive. And then this is the insert of the card that my grandma gave me from the front card, and I just wanted to have that to remind me of just the little things. And then this is a picture of my dog Sensi. If you guys keep up with my social media, she's my dog of 18 years and I recently had to put her down in the month of February. It's a picture of her when she was nice and healthy. She loved going on car rides to the park, so that's her and makes me remember her always. So moving along with my next spread here, this is my church notes. I love putting my church notes as part of my bullet journal. I can keep it wherever I go, flip through it, and it'll keep me inspired and helps me remember the messages throughout my week and months and year. And then moving along to my yearly overview. So this is the layout I did. And by the way, guys, I did use washi tape to hold this together, because from tearing my page off the first one, which is clearly a bad mistake, I would never do that again, the whole thing is loose, so the washi tape keeps everything together. So I keep all of my important events, and then on the bottom section I have my birthdays, and I'll go ahead and finish up putting the birthdays. But I love this layout, and I will definitely continue to do this in my upcoming years. And I have it 6 months on the first spread and then 6 months on the second spread, and I love that just gives me enough space to write down everything I need in each month. And that's pretty much it. I use stickers for my title because I'm really bad with writing, and I just love that scrapbook style anyway, so that's definitely me. So here's my first collection. It is my 2018 goals. It came out pretty good considering the fact that I had to use washi tape to hold these 2 pages together because I tore out my first page. Never going to do that again. I listed my categories and what I want to focus on, and then whenever I hit a goal, I'm going to punch out a little matching pink star that matches the middle ones with the date and exactly what I hit, and I love that. Here is just a picture of one of the biggest goals I hit in traveling 2017, going to the Sahara Desert, camel trekking, and camping in a Berber tent in Morocco. Just a friendly reminder that I can hit my goals if I put my mind to it, and I love having that there as a little highlight on my 2018 collections page. I love being able to incorporate my scrapbooking skills in my bullet journal because I definitely don't draw or doodle. Carrying over the star theme, I went ahead and I covered up my original layout that I didn't like, so that was a good way to cover up my mistakes, and I love how it turned out. Now, if you can see, I'm tracking Instagram, Yelp, and my 2 YouTube channels, and then I have a small sticker that says small progress is still progress. I thought that was super cute. And that is my layout. As you can see, tearing the page out in the front really messed up my center of my bullet journal. I'll never do that again. Moving along to my savings and my bills tracker. So I have my major bills that I'm keeping track of in this section, not my smaller bills. And then I have my savings here on the side by every month here. So I'll go ahead and jot down my monthly savings. And then I have a picture of my original Mercedes that I got. This is my first one, and it just reminds me that with saving I can really hit big goals, and that was a really big deal for me to buy that car. I put down a really big down payment, and then I also incorporated another important goal that I hit was being able to get my second Mercedes. So that just reminds me that most of my bills are car related. So here is something fun. This is my EQ Fit, and this is pretty much everything that I need to know about myself and my body, and it just tracks where I need to focus on as far as for fitness goes. So here is my next collection. It is my plant wish list and purchases. Now, this is not all of the plants on my wish list. This is just the one that I'm trying to get in the first quarter. And then I go ahead and I just list only the ones that I purchased off of the wish list, not including all of my other plants. This is a picture of my purple oxalis, which was one of my plant highlights of 2017. And it just reminds me that if I just keep putting in the search, I will eventually get my favorite plants. So this is how I'm gonna do my monthly title page. I'm gonna go ahead at the end of the month, pick out my favorite moment highlight of the month, and then a simple lettering here because I don't doodle or draw. And then I got these scrapbooking card calendars in a pack from the 99-cent store in Las Vegas. It's my favorite color, Tiffany blue, and I love the scrapbooking feel. Saves me from messing up the calendar, which I wouldn't want to do. And then if you flip over my next page here, you'll see my monthly overview. I love the classic agenda style thing. And you know what? I actually did it by hand and I messed it up. So I ended up doing it on Excel, covering up, and I'm gonna always have this format. It's nice and clean and simple, and then I just have my bills, my deposits, my goals, and then my highlights of the month, and then just a simple Instagram, YouTube tracker. So I'll always have this as my monthly overview. I love just the whole layout. Now, moving along to this section here, this is my first habit tracker. It was way too much for me, guys, especially with the fact that I was studying for my finals the whole month. I didn't get to, as you can see, fill out a lot of the month. And then if you look on the other side, I have my expense tracker, which I didn't like because I ran out of space. So you'll see a different layout in the next month. This is my YouTube tracker. and planner. So anything YouTube related, I go ahead and write that. And then on the right side, I have my online closet tracker. So everything's color coded. I can see everything at a glance when I open it up, and I just love the calendar style. Here is my first weekly spread. As you can see, super simple. I was studying for my final and I didn't want to complicate anything. The photo of the week, that was my highlight, which was teaching group mat Pilates at work. Was super excited about that, and it's actually hiding something that I made a mistake and I didn't like how it turned out, so I covered up with a photo. So here's another spread of my church notes. I'll eventually fill out the life group questions when I have time. And then here is my second weekly spread. This time I put a little bit effort into it, added a small little calendar, task, and highlights for the week. And covering up another mistake, I put my favorite photo of the week, which is me belly dancing in Las Vegas. And then here is another church note spread. And then when I have time, I'll go ahead and write down the answers to my life group questions. So I thought it'd be fitting to go ahead and put all of my Pilates notes in here because I wrapped up my program and Pilates is my new career. Now I have it listed level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. I will talk about the pen I used in this section. I didn't like it because it eventually messed everything up with the tip getting bigger. Here's an empty page because I will add more Pilates notes in here soon. So here's my third weekly spread. Same layout. I was really busy focusing on Pilates and my final, and that's just me and my coworker Amber. We went out to dinner in Santa Monica. So pretty much almost the same, except I did highlight songs of the day. Really like that. And then here's another EQ fit, basically telling me I'm overweight and I need to work harder on my fitness goals, and that's fine. So here is finals week weekly spread coming towards the end of January. So I gave myself more room for the days, and then I also added next week weekly goals, the small calendar, and then I did a little extra. I added the weather this time. So as you can see, this is the last few days of January / beginning of February. I wanted to keep it on one page. I love doing that 7 days straight in a row. And then I got a little fancy here. I have my silver satin potos photo, total spend. I was in Hawaii, so I didn't want to keep track of spend. It was just a rough week for me. I put my dog down this week, so I didn't get to focus on my weekly habits, especially the fact that I was traveling. And I added the weather. This time I added the steps. So that was something new for me. And I color coded pink for January and then purple for February. So at the end of the month, I'm going to do a monthly overview scrapbook style. And because my mind wasn't right with putting my dog down, I just put my Hawaii travel tickets on there. And that just kind of reminds me of my time going home. So here is my February cover page. Very simple. Highlight of the month was me going home to Hawaii. Simple lettering with February, and then the scrapbook calendar month. Here is my same monthly spread as January. I use my Excel spreadsheet, and then bills, deposit, highlights of the month, goals of the month, and then my YouTube, Instagram tracker. Very simple. I love the agenda style calendar. So I had time this month to do a gratitude log because January was just really difficult with my whole program. So it was nice to be able to list something I was grateful for, but my mood tracker, guys, was like the highlight of February's collection. I did a scrapbook style. Everybody on the internet pretty much does a doodle and then they color it in. I do not doodle, so this is very me. I went ahead and I punched out hearts, color coded them, filled them up in a jar, and that is how I will be tracking my mood always. So this time for the month of February, my expense tracker is 2 pages and by category versus this style in January running out of space. And besides, this is the way how I've always been tracking my expenses by category, and it just kind of keeps me in check on where I'm spending money the most. And I love being able to just see it in categories like this. So I will go ahead and now for the next month, you'll see I'll just list it to 1 page because as you can see, 2 pages was way more than enough. And then moving on to my trackers here, I have my YouTube video planner and tracker along with my online closet planner and tracker. And I love the agenda style and having it side by side, being able to look at everything color coded. I will do this every month definitely. moving along to my February weekly spread here. As you can see, I love the layout that I started using at the end of January. So as you can see, I have 7 days across, nice and even, because I do so much every day. Keeping track of the weather again, along with my steps, weekly goals, next week, total spend, and then my highlight of the week in a photo, which was visiting Star Nursery. If you guys watch my channel, you've probably seen that video. Moving along to the next spread here, which is my church notes. Because I was in Las Vegas, I went to church. I love having that, especially the fact that I don't get to go every Sunday because I don't live in Las Vegas, and carrying it with me just makes me happy. Now moving along to Valentine's Day week spread. Again, very similar layout from the previous week, but I switched the weather up. So I have it now in a little box, and then on the top part I use my zebra mild liner to write the days of the week out. So I just kind of switched things around, but I do love having my workout and my steps on the bottom, my weekly spend, and then I added my meals, but I don't like the fact that it was too squished up. So here is my last week spread. I switched up the weather and the days of the week, so now the weather's on the top and the days are in the box versus it the opposite way the previous week. Just trying a little something, but I definitely love the 7 days across. And then my meals, my daily spend, highlights, goals, highlight of the week, and then photo of the week is me and Steffi, my best friend, visiting from Hawaii. We've known each other since 4th grade, and spending time with her and her family was definitely the highlight of the week. Alright guys, moving along to my current weekly spread. So February's ending, I have it all in purple. Beginning is March, color-coded theme, zebra mild liners, love them. And then I got rid of the boxes this time to, you know, try a different thing here this week. But I love the 7 days across, and I'm gonna probably keep it this way. And I just kept it simple. I got rid of the whole full day. I just put the initial of the day, still keeping track of my steps in my workout. Gave myself more space this time for what I'm eating every day versus a smaller box. Never gonna do that again, but now I know. Daily spend, weekly goals, highlight of the week, what's going on next week, and a spot for my photo of the week. So at the end of the month, guys, I'm gonna do a monthly overview, scrapbook style. These are my favorite moments, some of them. Visiting my neighborhood nursery, watching 50 Shades of Grey with my bestie, and visiting my grandparents in Hawaii. This will be my month of March title page. When I figure out what is going to be my highlight of the month, photo-wise, I'll go ahead and stick it on there. And that's gonna be my title page. So here, guys, is going to be basically a March setup. You'll see everything nice and clean. I have my Excel spreadsheet. No mistakes, messing up with the lines or anything like that. I love it nice and clean, saves me time. I love this layout. And then as you can see, I have on the side here, I have my March goals, March highlights, my internet growth, notes, bills, and deposits. I love this setup. Moving along to more fun things here, which is my March moments. So this time I got rid of the gratitude log, turned it into March moments because I like how March and moments starts with M. And having it in a box style, I'll go ahead and list 31 moments. And then at the end of the month, I'll go ahead and I'll list my top 5 moments. So I really love how I got that going on. On the other side, this is probably one of my favorite things in my collections for March 2018. I'll carry this on throughout the year. My plant collection. You guys know, if you watch my channel, I love all things plants. I went ahead and I separated it by weeks. Week 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And anything plant related, guys, like anything really, I'll go ahead and I'll jot it down, and it'll help me just remember and keep track of my 200 plus plants. And then you see here my purchases, which will probably be more than that box. And then my top 10 plants for the month of March. And I will go ahead and do that every month. I love these new spreads. Now, if you guys know me, I am a foodie and 10-year Yelp elite. And I created a restaurant in Las Vegas. So this is a really cool collective that I came up with, basically tracking everything that I do food-wise. So I went ahead and made a spread where I can go ahead and keep track of the place and city, list any notes that I want to remember, how expensive was it, and then my star rating. And then when I go ahead and write my Yelp review, I'll put the date there, and that'll also keep track of my Yelp reviews so I don't forget about any of them. And I love this layout. I will do this every month as well, carrying forward. Now moving along to the right side here, my March mood tracker, keeping my scrapbooking theme with stars, and I'm gonna string them along here. But I got 100% if I'm killing it and productive, 75 cruise control, 25 if I'm sad, and then 0% if I'm exhausted. I will string them along, and I think they'll look super cute, scrapbook style. I love this. I'm not good at habit trackers monthly wise. I'm just gonna do 2, my workout, active life, and my plant mom when I water and miss. Super simple. I'll just color a box whenever I complete the task, and we'll see how many boxes are colored at the end of the month. And I think I like this versus having it straight across in a line and having way too much monthly tasks. So here's my expense tracker for the month of March. As you can see, I put it down to 1 page versus 2, which I did for the month of February. I didn't know that that was going to be too much space. We'll see how this works out. I love having it in categories, and this will always be my expense tracker. So moving along to my last setup page for the month of March 2018. I have my YouTube planner tracker. I got rid of my online closet tracker. I'm going to track it in a different way, probably weekly. But I love having my YouTube tracker in this agenda style where I can go ahead and list my highlights and then track my weekly goals for both channels. I'll just put a dot for every upload. My goal is having twice a week. Knowing my schedule, we'll see how that goes, but that is the goal. And that is pretty much it, guys. I'll go ahead and put my church notes in this section because I will be going to church this Sunday. Super excited about that. And that wraps up my flip through of my 2018 setup, my January and February flip through along with my March setup. I hope you guys found this inspirational, especially for all of you scrapbookers that do not draw like myself. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up my first bullet journal video. Let me know down in the comments below if you found this inspirational. I definitely love sharing it with you guys. Please be kind to me because it is my first bullet journal. As you can tell, I do not draw or doodle, so it's definitely a scrapbooking style, which is definitely me. I'm a huge scrapbooker, I've always been, and I'm in love with this whole bullet journal community. So definitely let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning for work, and I had 2 workouts, and it's super cold, so I'm definitely ready for dinner. I'll see you guys on the next one. You can find more on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com. Don't know where Evie is. She's probably in the house. And that's about it, guys. Until next time, aloha. Bye. Alright guys, I'm so proud of myself for creating my first ever bullet journal, and it's perfect for someone like me with this crazy lifestyle. Definitely keeps me in track and being able to see where I'm at every week with multiple things going on. If you guys want to see more bullet journal videos, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm really excited to, I guess, join the bullet journal community now. And you know, it also hopefully inspires you that even if you can't draw or doodle like myself, and not artistic in that way, I'm artistic in the scrapbooking way. So lots of photos and tangible things that I like to have as keepsakes will be threaded throughout my bullet journal, and I love that about bullet journal. It basically is whatever you want it to be. And go ahead and don't do the same thing like I did by tearing out a page. I will never do that again because my first couple pages got loosened up because of that. Just cover it up with a photo. And that's about it, guys. You can find these still photos of my March setup that will be posted up on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com if you want to see still photos of that. And if you do recreate anything that I have in my bullet journal, please tag me on Instagram, the photo itself, and also in the description. I would love to see anything that you are inspired off of my bullet journal.